How you guys are doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, we are going to be dumping some hashes with CrackMapExec or CME. And CrackMapExec is a wonderful tool, as you guys know. You guys been watching the past videos, so let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start cracking. So the first thing that I want to do is we are going to be dumping this from the device, or not device, the server where we have local admin access. Like I said before, you need to have local admin access to be able to do this. Okay, CrackMapExec. We are going to use SMB again. We are going to go to the server where we have local admin access. We are going to use the user that has local admin access. Password 1345. I missed 3. And all you have to do is put this option at the end, LSA. So we are going to be dumping LSA, aka we are going to try to dump the domain credentials or the hashes that are stored from domain users. Boom. Let's see what we get. And we have a bunch of hashes in here. Okay, and you can also see that we got the Jenkins password 123456. We have so this is coming from the domain Jenkins, so DCC2. Okay, we have student 5, student 1. We have the administrator in here, and we also have Savitar in here. Awesome. So let's go ahead, and we don't need any of this. This is the hash for basically the web server, so we don't need that right now. We will need that if this server right here was a unconstrained delegation, was doing unconstrained delegation, but this server is not doing unconstrained delegation. That's for a later video. So let's go ahead and copy that, and we are going to paste that in Cherry so we can have that information. And we can put over here that we were dumping LSA. Why is this so long? Let's make it so everything can fit. And I like to make everything look nice and cool and organized, even though I'm not organized, but I try to be organized. It's good to be organized, guys. Be organized. There we go. Okay, awesome. And we can just copy this and paste it in here. Control Y. What did I do? Control C, Control V. Also, LSA dump. So like that. Okay, so LSA dump hashes, cool beans. So we have that. So what can we do with this? Before we start doing something with this, I am going to show you where this dump or these dumps are stored. It is good to know. So if you do an LSA, if you go to the home directory, if you go to .cme and you go to logs, they are stored in here. So as you can see, if you do an ls and then you do go into the home directory, then you want to go to the .cme, the logs, everything is in here. So from the earlier video, from the video before, if we go ahead and cut this out, we are going to see everything that we have. Just go ahead and do cat. Remember from the video before, we got the administrator, we got those cool stuff in here. All right, and then we can also get the secrets over here. I believe that's the LSA that we just did, and here they are. Here's Jenkins, and what is this cache over here? If we go and do, we cut this out. There we go. So this one is for the other part. So whenever we did the LSA dump, it saved this cached, and it also saved the secrets. The secrets is for the the web service and the DPAPI. I'm going to show you what we could do with that. Some really cool stuff that we can do. We can also see the what the Jenkins admin basically cleared password is. It captured that, so that's really nice. So what can you do from here? We got these hashes. Like what can we do with this? One thing that you could do is we could try to crack this. So what I'm going to do is we are going to try to crack the, let's go ahead and try to crack this one over here, the secret, and not the secrets, the same dump that we did on the video before. So the file is over here, so we can copy that, clear this out. So what we want to do is we want to use John, right? John the Ripper, and we are going to be using the format of NT, and then you want to specify the file that you want to crack. It's this one, and then you want to specify basically a word list. If you don't put a word list, John the Ripper is going to use its own word list, but I recommend you do your own word list. And for that, I want to locate my rocku.txt, see where it is. I have one over here. Awesome. So we want to do a word list, add our own word list. Awesome. Okay, so it looks like remaining 2 password with no different salts. So loaded through passwords. Was any of them cracked? Password printed above might not be all those cracked. Let's go ahead and do a show. Invalid combination or duplication of show. What if we do it like that? Okay, so as you can see, it was only able to crack the local password that for the admin, and we already knew that because we were the one that created that password, but we were able to at least crack one of them. What if we do the, what was the other one? If we do an ls to the logs again, I don't think the secrets are in the format that we, not the secret, the cached are in the format that we could run John the Ripper. Let's go ahead and take a look and just try. Right, CME logs. There we go. I didn't think so. Yeah, it's not. They're not really. It's not in a format that John is able to read it. So that's why. So that's one of the things that you could do is try to crack it. Another thing that you could do. Let's go ahead and do cat this one. Now the secret. Let's go ahead and crack the cached. So 2EA Savitar. Let's go ahead and see if we can pass the hash with Savitar. So one of the things that you can do is CrackMapExec. So this password might not even, or this hash might not even be the hash for Savitar, because he probably just he probably changed his password since then. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so we are going to copy this, and we are going to do using the SMB. We are going to be using the server .54. We are going to, the user is going to be Savitar, and we want to pass a hash. by passing the hash, we want to execute a command. Let's just say, who am I? See if that works. Logon failure. It looks like he changed the password is not the same one. Maybe he changed the password. So let's go ahead and do another one, and this one is for the Jenkins admin hash. And let's go ahead and do a who am I and see if we're able to get in there. Command execute it. As you can see, with the hash that we got with the Jenkins admin, we just did a pass the hash and we did a who am I. And I got this. We got the hash from the dump, from the LSA dump. And one other thing that you could do is that since Jenkins is basically the domain admin, we are going to be able to do a NTDS dump, and NTDS is the database that that contains all the NTLM hashes for all the users for the entire domain. And since Jenkins is a domain admin, we are going to be able to execute that against the domain admin. So against the domain controller. So if we put over here, instead of who am I, at the end, what I want to do is that I want to do a NTDS dump. Okay, NTDS dump, and we want to put 2 over here, and .50 because Jenkins admin has domain admin access to it, and we want to do as a super user. NTDS. Oh, let's go ahead and run. So because WinRM does not have that, so let's go ahead and use SMB. You're going to see that pawn, and you can see boom, 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 all the hashes, and you can see where it was stored, right? It tells you right in there, and it was stored in the root one. I don't want to have it in the root. Let's see if we can do this as a regular user. Yep, we are. So we don't need to do the root account. That way it's going to save it in the home user. Awesome, right? So now we have all the hashes for all the basically all the users. So that is really bad if this happened to you. So that's what hackers do. So whenever they get domain admin access, they are going to be dumping the entire database. That's something that I would do first. Just go ahead and dump the entire database, so I can have the hashes for every single one of those users. If you don't believe me that we have domain admin access, one of the things that we could try and do is, let's go ahead and see, we own IPSec, we own Jenkins admin. Let's go ahead and use the Savitar, or one other thing that they could do, since we have that, you can also do or try to crack it with John the Ripper. And if John the Ripper doesn't work, you can just pass the hash, because we are able, we are able to do that. So let's go ahead and pass the hash with, let's go ahead and cut this, and this one is basically the thing. This is the salt. So what you want to get is the other one, the one after the column, this one right here. So we are going to do it. Who was the other one that was a domain user? Do not remember. And since we were taking some good notes, we can go ahead to domain enumerations, and we see that, we can just use Savitar since it didn't work. And now since we have the latest one, since you went to the domain controller, we should have the latest one over here. Copy that. So let's go ahead and clear this out. We can do CrackMapExec. We're going to be using SMB, and we are going to go after the domain controller. The user is going to be Savitar, and we are going to pass the hash. And since we got his hash over here, we can put it in there, and we can just put a execute a command and say who am I Oh, permission denied. Permission denied. We cannot run. Weird, isn't it Savitar a? Let's try to do it with. Oh, that's probably SMB. He doesn't have access to SMB. WinRM. We can try WinRM. Go ahead to the end, and over here put all. And there we go. We got everything. You can see that Savitar. You can see the SID for Savitar. Good information to know. We also have that this guy has a lot of access, or maybe not. He is part of the main admin, so he has a lot of access. Awesome. And if you don't believe me where we are, we can also, can we do a host name? Execute that command, and instead of using who am I, well, you can see it in here at the end, but if you just do, instead of who am I, who am I, oh, you can just say who am I and then host name, and that's going to appear right next to each other. You can see it right here, pen testing that Savitar, and the host name is AD 192.168.1.50. Awesome. So that's how you pass a hash with Crack the Map. But on another video, I'm going to show you a better way to pass a hash so we can get basically a reverse shell instantly. Thank you guys for watching.